20 years, worked at all kinds of companies from one of the big banks to one of the largest supply chain companies in the world. And I worked for a boss until 2018, when I decided that I could no longer do that. And I resigned for, actually, it might sound strange, personal reasons, but also for reputational reasons, because I just felt I worked hard to get my qualification, and I wasn't about to let funny business strip me from that title. Yeah, Derek actually asked me yesterday quickly, can I do a presentation tonight and gooi a financial spin, as he calls on it? And I see he said you'll hear it from an accountant's perspective. So yeah, I don't know if we are that different, although most people say accountants are very conservative. And yeah, maybe that's the way I looked at this business, because I also spent years in the risk management sector. So I always evaluate risk and return. Yes, when I saw this opportunity last year in June, to me it was a no-brainer. If I look at the entrance fee back then, so 1,800 Rand versus the potential return, I just said to my wife, you know what, we'd be silly not to join. So tonight I actually want to do a bit of a different thing, and maybe for my side, you know, maybe this is the philosophical side of me. Maybe it's the risk management side, where I actually want to just show you guys what is currently going on in our country, economy-wise, or call it financially wise. And then maybe some of you are still thinking that, you know, everything is going to be fine. Maybe you've got friends and family that still think, you know what, the lockdown is almost over. We're now on level 3, so it's just a matter of time before it's gone. Let's get one thing certain here. Things will never be the same. So, Derek, if you just go the next slide there for me, please. So let's have a look at what's happening in our economy. Derek, next. Folks, I actually would urge you, if you don't follow this gentleman yet, Magnus Huystek, I would urge you, do yourself a favor and follow him. You know what, he's actually been warning since, I don't know how long ago already. He's been warning the government and other economists about a financial tsunami, as he calls it, that was going to hit South Africa. And this was even before the COVID-19. The key thing I just want to highlight at the top there, if you can look at what is our debt at the moment, our country, it's 3.6 trillion Rand. Now, many of you know that the country is also got an additional funding of over 500 billion Rand to help with the COVID. So that means we will be sitting over 4 trillion Rand quite soon. Some of the things that he said, why he calls it a financial tsunami, is if you look at the unemployment, our economic growth, that's actually stagnant. In fact, our economic growth is actually negative. The government debt, the number of people on social grants, and this is definitely going to increase drastically after the COVID. The property market, and then you look at the JSE. Derek, if you can just go to the next one. This is just two Twitter feeds that I'd like to share with you guys, just to think about. You know, many of us, myself included, got brought up to work for a boss, and then you retire and you've got a nice pension fund. The scary thing is, if you listen to what Magnus Huystek says, is that the pension funds have actually lost money over the last 3 years, and they couldn't even beat inflation over 5 and 6 years. And if you look at the Twitter feed on the right, where it says year on year, it's actually down 50%. Now that is scary, especially if you are were thinking of retiring soon, and maybe there are people that will be forced to retire because of companies' financial situation. This is worrying me, honestly. I'm just glad I don't have a pension fund, because, yeah, it's not scary. Then we can, Derek, these we can just flip through. Folks, I just want you to go through, just quickly read some of the headlines and see actually for yourself what's been going on. Derek, you can flip through them until I say it's okay. You can see what's been happening in our economy. I mean, this is not really to doom and gloom presentation, but I think we need to actually face reality. We've been downgraded. Derek has mentioned many times. You look at our unemployment. I mean, even our Minister of Finance reckons that we're going into a deep recession. So, yeah, it doesn't look good for us. Our unemployment rate. And folks, if you can, that little thing, okay, Derek, you can stop it there. So you can look at all the, you know what, do yourself a favor, you can go through, just do a search on the South African economy. I looked at it purely, like I said, from a risk, purely own financial risk management point of view. And then also look at the unemployment rate. You know, it's sitting at in January, it was sitting at 29%. And the forecast it's that it will jump to 35%. Now, I don't know if they've actually reckoned all the whole effect of the COVID-19 virus into the effect. But the sad thing for me is that there's already graduates that can't find a job. Then we're not even talking about skilled people. Next one, Derek. And then, guys, this was last year. Look at the companies. And I mean, some of these companies are not small companies that have actually retrenched staff. I mean, the banks, you can see the top 3 banks are in there. Eskom, yeah, we all know about the trouble. And then the construction industry. I mean, Old Mutual is in there. So there's a whole host of even big companies that have actually retrenched a lot of people. Next one, Derek. And then this year, I mean, the old ISCO at ArcelorMittal talking about 1,000 jobs. I don't know if this was also pre-corona. Folks, and look at Massmart. They talk about shutting 34 Dion Wyatt and Mash Cash stores, which could affect 1,400 people. Now, with some of these stores even closed, I don't know if that will increase. And yeah, let's look at Telkom, 3,000 jobs, and then the construction industry. That's keeping the CCMA base happy. Derek, you can just click for me. So my question to you tonight is, do you feel secure? Next one, Derek. How many of you actually face any of these problems? You don't have job security. Maybe some of you love your job, but you need more money. Then if you like me, you know, that you hate your job and you want to change. Maybe you love your job, but you don't get recognition. You actually don't enjoy it. Or how many of us have got to a job where they say, "Oh, you are underskilled. You don't have the necessary qualifications." I even know of people that are overqualified. Now, heavens! I mean, if you really want to earn money, you know, if you are in dire straits, I think even if you've got 15 degrees, if you can earn money, you'll do it. But yeah, these are just some of the things that's happening. And then let's not even talk about politics. Guys, and then the interesting thing is what is still coming is if we look at, and you guys are most welcome to have a look at these reports. PricewaterhouseCoopers said that they, in the next 50 years, 10 million jobs in the UK are at risk because of artificial intelligence. McKinsey's reckon by 2025, 140 million knowledge and skilled workers globally would be affected. And then Mark Zuckerberg, Mr. Facebook, he reckons tens of millions of jobs will be replaced by self-driving cars and trucks. And you know what, we might think he's crazy. I had a transport business, and I tell you, I lost 2 trucks because of driver negligence, where the guys didn't watch the road and they wrote off 2 trucks, which cost me R1.5 million each. So yes, I can imagine how many transport companies would rather than take self-driven trucks, because number one, you don't have to pay a salary, and that that robot or whatever you call it will never tire. So you can actually then operate 24/7. And in transport, the more time you save your truck on the road, the more money you make. So yeah, we're in for a surprise. And then the sad thing about a job is it keeps us dependent. And I want to ask you, did you really sign up for the 40-40-40 rat race? To work 40 hours a week, to do that for 40 hours, and let's be honest, if you retire, you'll have to live off 40% of what you've earned your whole life. And if you look at the inflation, it is not great. And then you look at the stats with our retirement and pension funds. I am very, very sorry, but I don't think it is a safe bet to say that people would be able to retire comfortably. Next one, Derek. And one of my favorite writers, Robert Kiyosaki, I'm sure many of you have heard of him. He wrote some books. And he said there's 4 ways of earning income. Now, I'm not going to go through in detail, but you've got the active side and the passive side. The sad thing is that 95% of the world population is actively working for money. They are exchanging their time for money. So those are the people that work for somebody else or even are self-employed. For instance, let's look at a medical doctor or even professional accountants. When I worked for an audit firm, we sold time for money. So if you aren't at work, you don't get money. And then the passive guys, this is when 95% of the wealth is sitting, but only 5% of the population is actually in that on the right-hand side. And the key thing there is to actually today, you must be a business owner, because let's be honest, not all of us are lucky enough that we've got enough money to invest and let our money work for ourselves. So the key thing is to really get out of trouble and to really actually start building proper income is you need to become a business owner. Next one, Derek. Now, there's a couple of ways to do it. You can start a traditional company. Folks, and I'm not going to go through the stats. You can go through it yourselves, do some research, but 39% of them are profitable. And the sad thing is they reckon 64% of the businesses failed within a 10-year period. You can start a franchise, but hell, we all know how difficult it is and the money involved in starting a franchise. The third way to do it, I think that's where we, especially as South Africans, need to wake up and realize that network marketing is a real business. And there's a minimal cost to get involved. Next one, Derek. And then here's Mr. Kiyosaki, 2 of his very well-known books. If you haven't read them, folks, really, it is not just for accountants. The way he wrote it is actually that I think any person should actually read those books. And he says the richest people in the world look for, they build networks. What does the rest of the people do? They look for work or they look for jobs. Next one, Derek. He himself even reckons that network marketing is the answer, and he even calls it the perfect business. He wrote 2 books about it, The Business School, and then calls it even the business of the 21st century. The reason why is he says there's low risk, low overheads, you don't have employees, there's tax advantages, there's no income ceiling. The harder you work, the more money you make. There is no company or boss that's going to tell you you can only earn 100,000 Rand a month or whatever. You determine how much money you want to earn. And the nice thing is you can work from anywhere. The problem is that many people call this, when they hear network marketing, they say, oh, it's a pyramid scheme. Well, there's actually the definition of a pyramid scheme. And you know, I get very excited when people tell me that the industry in which I am is a pyramid scheme. I normally show them the next slide. Derek, if you'd be so kind. If you work for a boss or you were a manager, I am sorry to say that, I might shock some of you, you are actually working for a pyramid scheme. Because let's be honest, the only person that's making the big bucks is the CEO. And as far as I know, there's normally only one CEO in any company. And then underneath him, you get the directors, the financial director, marketing director, etc., etc. They earn, most of them, the second largest salaries. Then you get senior managers, the middle management, depending on all the layers. And then you get the hardworking people as well. Let's be honest. What do you think is the chances of any one of these people in the bottom block ever earning not just as much, but more than their CEO? I don't think it will ever happen. Plus, nowhere in that hierarchy would you find this thing. If you look at the right side, the workplace, what is happening? People are keeping each other back. They backstabbing each other. But in a network marketing company, it is actually people helping other people. We pulling up friends to get to the next level. But in a corporate, you actually be pushed down. Next one, Derek. And folks, if you think that network marketing is not a real business, let's just look. These are old figures, but I've got a newer one. Just look at the revenue. In 2013, the network marketing industry made more money than the NFL and even look at the music industry and the video gaming industry back then and the movie industry. 178 billion. Next one, Derek. In 2017, they made $189 billion. Now, if we still think that network marketing isn't real, you know what? I think it's time to wake up. Next, Derek. And then the nice thing about network marketing, it's an equal opportunity. You know, network marketing industry doesn't care how old you are. You're never too old. You're never too young. It doesn't care if you're male or female. It doesn't care what race you are. It doesn't care. It doesn't ask about your religion or how many degrees have you got. It is totally an equal opportunity. Next one. And then this man, a lot of people hate him nowadays, especially with all the things that's been said about him. But let's be honest. I mean, he is amongst the top 5 richest people in the world. And for him to say he would be given another chance, he would start a network marketing business. Next, Eric. And then this quote, which says, if your business is not on the internet, then your business will be out of business. Times have changed. We've got to be on the internet. So tonight I want to ask you, isn't it time that you consider other options? Why don't you actually consider a sector which everyone already knows, loves, and spends money on? Surely that would be an easy business to get involved in because people know it and they love it and they spend money on it. And why don't you consider earning a residual income from an industry of which over 50% of the world's population already take part in every year? Next one. This brings me now to Crowd1. So we've gone into the whole economy, which I've given you my reasons for why I think you should consider network marketing. Let's look at what is Crowd1 and why Crowd1. Well, Crowd1 is a global online crowd marketing and networking company, and it's affiliated with the online entertainment industry. Again, this is a sector that everyone knows, loves, and spends money on. Derek, you can click. This is everything got to do with movies, apps, games, etc. And it's a $2 trillion industry. This is the industry that Crowd1 is affiliated to and that we will have access to. Next, Derek. So what does Crowd1 do? You can, folks, this is, for those of you that are already on, this is under info, but I just want to highlight some things. Crowd1 is part of a newly company that was formed under the direction of our new CEO, Impact Crowd Technology. And just look at the vision there to build the largest sales network. So it's a crowd. They're trying to build a bigger crowd as possible. Their mission is to disrupt the software industry. Their purpose is to give people, again, regardless of income, age, or whatever, give them access to the gig economy. Now, do yourself a favor, research gig economy. It is the latest and greatest thing in the economy. It is not going to go away. The gig economy is just going to grow bigger and bigger and bigger. And the objective is to give us a library of products, apps, software that we can recommend and sell. That is where we're going to make some good money. And the sales channel is network marketing. Because let's be honest, the best way to market something is through word of mouth. How many of you have ever bought something because a friend or a respected colleague or whoever told you about that product and you went out and you got it? And that company whose product you recommended, did they actually pay you for it? I doubt it. Next one, Derek. Okay, so Crowd1 is actually selling an educational line of products. So all this talk about that we don't have products, ladies and gents, it's totally rubbish. We have products. We've currently got educational products. And as part of that, we get Crowd1 rewards. Plus, we get access to the money-making online divisions of our Filgo. Okay, you can click, which is the gambling, the Epic Lotto that's coming soon, and then the big one, the Mixer, which is online gaming, which is huge. Next, Eric. So what is Crowd1 actually busy doing? They're currently building a global network of members and players. The more people they have, if you've got a huge client base, you know the negotiation power you've got. And that is what Crowd1 is busy doing. That's why they keep on encouraging us to build, to get new people in. Because the bigger the crowd, the bigger the benefits we'll get. And the bigger the customer base that they can take to these online companies. And I can see a fist fight like in the old days on the stock exchanges where there was fist fights, where these guys are going to fight to get in with us. Now, I need to highlight this because of certain things that's been said in the media about us being a Ponzi. Derek, you can go to the next one. It's fine. We are not selling shares. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is not an investment that you buy into. Crowd1 is also not a gambling company. It's not a crypto company. We are a marketing company. We give away Crowd1 rewards, used to be owner rights, and we use Bitcoin and Ethereum for payments. The world is moving to cryptocurrency, whether we like it or not. We've got to move with the times, and Crowd1 is already there. It's offering us profit sharing. It's not an investment that you buy, but we still get profit sharing in this amazing company. It's not a Forex company. It's actually an education company, and it's in the game of customer acquisition. And the nice thing is Crowd1 doesn't develop any games. This is being done by other people. So they are lean and mean, and we're going to make lots of money coming in the years to come. Next one, Derek. So what does it cost to join? Next, please. Well, there's 4 options, but can you really, I mean, for 99 euros, 2,000 Rand today, you can get into this business, and with this promotion, you actually get a black package, which would have cost you under normal circumstances, almost 300 euros. Where can you start a business for 2,000 Rand? If you can show me where you can start a business for that small amount, then yes, maybe I'll join your business then as well. But yeah, Derek, next one. So what do you have to do? It is actually so easy. Derek, you can click, you don't need any experience. The easiest thing to do is, and let's be honest, most of us enjoy this. We love talking. All you need to do is talk about the benefits and advantages of joining this dynamic company called Crowd1. Next, Derek. When you do that, when you talk to your friends and your family and your connections and other people, what you're actually doing is you are actually doing your part to build crowd power. And like I said earlier, every company wants crowd power. So what is unique about Crowd1? There's a couple of things that stood out to me when I looked at this business. First of all, if you look at the market, the gambling market, e-learning, and the mobile gaming, you add those numbers up, 565 billion, 165 billion, 93 billion. You know, we're getting close to $1 trillion in these markets. And this is where Crowd1 is going to make their money from. And 80% of whatever profit they make is going to come back to us. Again, show me another company, even a network marketing company that does that. Next one, Derek. Then the nice thing that I love, we earn directly to our phones, and we earn in euros or bitcoins. Well, I looked, I don't know if it changed, but this morning, 1 euro was worth 19 rand. So for every euro you make, you actually get 19 rand. You know what? You maybe could, you can actually buy a bread with that euro. You can't buy a bread with 1 rand anymore, but with 1 euro, you can buy a bread. And just look at the Bitcoin, 175,000, and plus Crowd1 is going to launch their debit cards quite soon, and your money will actually go straight into that debit card. If I were to give you an option in rand or euros, I'm sure everybody will jump and say euros, please. The third one, it's on the digital cutting edge. You've actually, with Crowd1, with the app that they've got, you've got your own business in the palm of your hand. We still refer to it as the 5-minute business, but with all the tools and things that is going to be introduced, I'm sure it will be called the 1-minute business quite soon. Next, Derek. Then another unique thing for us, in my view, is our CEO. Now, typically accountant, when I heard this gentleman is going to be our CEO, I didn't know him from a bar of soap. So I Googled him. And you know what? What an amazing resume this guy's got. I call him the Bill Gates of Europe. He's built $3 billion companies already in his lifetime. You know, I don't know how many people can actually add that on their CV that they can say they've built $3 billion companies. He's even had the privilege to ring the bell on NASDAQ when he listed one of the companies on the New York Stock Exchange. And the great thing for us is his aim is to make Crowd1 the fourth. Then Crowd1 is also the fastest growing crowd power building company in the world. We've only started last year, January, where the pre-launch started. We're already sitting at 5.5 million members. And I think Derek has put up the stats. We grow between, and Derek, you're welcome to jump in, between 30 and I think 40,000 members a day.
I've been monitoring it. Yeah, I've been monitoring it since we've gone into lockdown in South Africa, religiously every day. The slowest day has been just over 10,000 members, new members joining. The fastest day has been 179,000 people. But for the last 2 weeks, we've been averaging, the highest was 64,000, the lowest was about 13. But because of it's completely skewed to the higher side, we've been averaging for the last 2 weeks over 50,000. 50,000 new members a day. 100.
Thanks for that, Derek. Yeah, so my stats is even wrong, but I knew Derek was monitoring it. So, folks, yeah, I mean, surely if we grow to that extent, like Derek said, then you know what, we've got to do something right. And maybe there's, you know what, if you, for that amount of people to join, I'd rather be in now. And I'm actually glad I joined when there was like 100,000 people in already. So, yeah, today I still say thank you to Derek for, you know, sharing this opportunity with me. Thanks, Derek. Next. And then, folks, we're already operating in 177 countries worldwide where we've got members already. There you can see our main office. It was moved from Dubai to Madrid. And the key thing is, and I don't think people realize it, the reason why they moved it is because Johan Stahl von Holstein, our CEO, said he wants everything to be compliant with tax, with the laws, corporate governance, all those nice things. And that's why he insisted that they move the office to Europe, because they want to adhere to the European compliance regulations. It is some of the strictest regulations in the world. And I can promise you, if Crowd1 really was a Ponzi scheme or a pyramid scheme, the European Union and the authorities would have closed this business down. They wouldn't have even have been able to open an office. But let's leave it there. And then also, how many of you actually realize that this company is actually still in pre-launch mode? Yes, we started last year in January, but we're still in pre-launch. There's still new things coming. I mean, a lot of things was going to happen, and then unfortunately Corona came and said, how's it? And a lot of things had to actually go on the back burner. But knowing these guys, I know they're working flat out to launch new products. And they're already talking about 10 new products that's going to come before the end of the year. The nice thing of being in pre-launch is when you join today, you actually, all of us join at the bottom floor. We actually just getting into this space ship to actually get to the moon. Next one, Derek. So how can you make money in Crowd1? Well, there's actually two ways. You can either be passive or you can be active. Now, I'm not going to say investment, because please, this is not an investment. You don't buy Crowd1 rewards, you get it for mahala. You get an education package. So you can be passive and you can rely on your rewards, and I'll show you in the next slide how you can make money. Or you can be active, like many of us on this call tonight, where we actually talk to others. We share this opportunity with others, and we are building networks. Next one, Derek. So with the rewards, if you join every week, this company even gives you more rewards. So there are like 20 levels to this. The higher you go, the more weekly rewards you get. And folks, I promise you, if you can get your hands on more rewards, grab them. I think they're going to become like Bitcoin. They're going to become like, I mean, there's only going to be 21 million Bitcoins that's ever going to be mined in our lifetime. And I'm sure the same is going to happen with our Crowd1 rewards. They're not just going to, the value already is sitting at €2. So yes, get yourself some rewards, and I'll show you now why I say that. Yeah, there's the 20 levels. If you can get to level 20, you can get €2,250 of additional rewards. Now the next slide, Derek. Here you're going to have to do some clicking, but I'll tell you. So when you join today on a white package, and let's forget about the promotion now, you'll get 50 rewards. Black will give you 150, a gold 500, and titanium 1,750. Now, folks, please, this €1 is just for illustration purposes. Although I strongly believe we will get there sooner than what a lot of us think. The quarterly bonuses that we'll get, that is just for having Crowd1 rewards. You will get a quarterly bonus. So let's say you're on a white pack and it gets to €1. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it's 1,000 Rand. A black pack will give you 3,000 Rand. Gold, the rewards will be 10,000, and titanium is 30,000 Rand. But remember, I said quarterly. So Derek, you can click the next. You can gooi it off. This means annually. If it stays the same, you will get 4,000 Rand on a white pack if you do nothing. Black pack, you'll get 12,000 Rand a year. When we get to €1, gold 40,000, and on titanium it starts to look a bit lekkerder. That's 140,000 Rand. And that's why I say, folks, if you want to be passive and you still want to make a good income, you're going to waste your time if you look at white or black. I'm sorry to say that, but you know, that's the accountant in me, and it's not investment advice, it's just advice. And then, yeah, next one, Derek. if we look at, I don't know, okay, something went wrong. If you look at the cost of a package there, somehow that fell off. I don't know why, or I maybe can't see it. But if you look at just the cost of a white pack, which is 2,000 Rand, but you get 4,000 Rand back, it's and please, that's why ROI, return on investment, is in inverted commas. You actually got a 200% growth. Show me a bank or another investment that will give that to you, unless you go trade Forex with a good Forex trader. I mean, they can get you there. And then a black, also 200%. But look at this titanium. It will cost you 50,000 Rand, but you'll grow 280,000 Rand. And that's the passive side. Then there's 4 other ways to earn. I'm not going to go through in detail on this. I mean, yesterday the guy spent a lot of time. Skalk explained. Derek does it as well. If you need more information, if you're new, please speak to the person who invited you to this call. They'll tell you. But basically, the education pack sales is when you introduce new people. You get points for whatever package they buy. And you can see the points there on the right side. And 10 points equals €1. The key thing is with this thing, you have to at least get 2 people. It's a binary system. So you build a left and a right team. And for you to qualify to start getting any kind of bonus on the active side, you have to have at least 1 person that you introduce to the business on each side. Next one, Derek. And then quickly, this is the kind of bonuses you can expect per package, what you sell. So anything from €18 to €900, depending on the points that you've got in balance. Now, again, I mean, you know, this is actually a very nice way of building some income. I've made more money from bonuses, and I promise you, I haven't even put in half the effort that my upline Derek did. And I made more money than what I earned in a year working at my last company. Next, Derek. Gents and ladies, this is what I meant by a left and a right team. You have people on your left and you have people on your right. And again, it's a team effort. So you might even see one day you wake up and there's people on either your left leg or your right leg, and you don't even know who the heck they are, because it happens to me thanks to Derek. My left leg really looks as if that's the only leg I exercise at the gym. So yeah, it's a fantastic opportunity, this. Next, Derek. Then we also get matching bonuses. Folks, you can get to whatever people, when you introduce them, whatever binary bonus or this fancy word education package sales bonus they get, you can get 10%. But the qualifier is you have to at least be on a white package and personally have introduced 4 people. When the people that you've introduced, when they get binary bonus, you get 10% of that. And I promise you, that's the nicest sound when you hear that old cash register. The younger people would think, what the hell am I talking about? But you know, the nicest sound is when you hear that ching, 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 ching. And you know, hell, I'm actually sitting doing nothing and I'm making money. This is worthwhile when you build a team and you help your people. And then the big one, the residual income. Yeah, there's 21 levels. Guys, the key thing is I've realized if you want to make good money, you need to rank up, and you also need to motivate your team members. The higher you get on this, the more money you'll earn. Again, Skalk did a very good explanation last night, and I know Derek does it very well. So I just want to share with you the number of opportunities there is to make money. Next one, Derek. And then the nice one, and you know, this is something that you can actually to really boost your business. Use this bonus. It's a once-off, the fear of loss. When a new person sign up, or when you sign up, you have 14 days where the company, like, it almost gives you a kitty of €3,000, but they take back if you don't meet the criteria. So, for instance, if you sign up 4 white packs in 14 days, you'll get 125 euros. That is your money back because you only paid 99 euros. So if you want to sign up people and they say, yeah, how do I get my money back and I don't have any risk, tell them to just get 4 white packs in underneath them within 14 days and they've got their money back. If you want to really make money, you know those kinds of people, sign up the titaniums. Folks, 3,000 euros. If you joined on a white pack and you get 3,000 euros, you go and buy yourself a titanium package with your bonus. You don't even have to take out any more money. I have never seen a bonus system like this. And this can really get your business going quickly. Get the people to use the fear of loss. I mean, how difficult, I know it's tough out there, but I also think that there's an opportunity. You know, when people say they don't have money, I don't know how many of you listened to my testimonial, but when I saw this business, I didn't have money. I didn't have a job. I was jobless for almost a year. I had zero money. I went and I borrowed. It sounds bad. I went to borrow 1,800 rand. You know what? But I'm glad I did, because this business has changed my life. And not for one moment will I ever regret borrowing that money. Use this fear of loss. I made my fear of loss, I think, with 2 hours to spare. If I, an accountant, can do it, hell, anybody can do it. Next one, Derek. And then what the company also does, gee, I must say, you know what, I wish I was, I had worked for a boss that was like this. You can go on a luxury cruise. Now, I'm not fortunate enough to have qualified for one yet, but hell, believe me, I'm trying to get there. I will get there. But where do you get a company that, apart from paying these fantastic bonuses, gives you a week paid holiday on a luxury cruiser? I mean, yes, so Derek showed me some photos that he sent him and Rosemary. I tell you, hey, yes.
That's awesome. Now, carry on.
So yeah, I tell you, I can't explain to you the feeling I got in my stomach when I saw those pictures, but that was bloody motivational. So thanks, Derek. And then if you get to the president level, even, guys, and you know what? Let's think about it. People might say, yeah, why only these? Show me a company that just goes and gives everybody the same kind of incentive. Why would people then work harder? I mean, I can't tell you, years ago, I worked in a company where every year we knew exactly we're going to get 5%, or back then, sometimes we were lucky, got 10% increase. Whether you work your butt off, pardon me, ladies on the call, or not, the guy next to you could sit and do nothing for flipping 40 hours a week, and he still got the same increase. Do you know how demotivating that is? But this is what Crowd1 is saying. You know what? For those guys that work extra hard, there's an incentive. So guys, if you put in the effort, you will see and you will be amazed about what you and Crowd1 can do together. You're going to make seriously more money than you can imagine. Next one, Derek. And the greatest thing is, next, Derek, is the impact that you will make with Crowd1. How nice do you think it would feel if you are going to do your part of getting people up and out of poverty? Ladies and gentlemen, I've said too much. This is Crowd1, and I'd love to welcome all of you to Crowd1. Thank you very much.
Marius, thank you for your time. We really appreciate it. It's also good to see different perspectives of the business and different approaches. Not everybody comes from a marketing side, or possibly even from a sales side. It's good to also see the accountant side of the business. Last night we heard more of the sales-driven side. So folks, the bottom line is, you hear it from different people. There's just testimonial after testimonial after testimonial. The thing that really irritates me is all this negative press. But I actually said to a woman yesterday, I wonder when somebody's going to run to the newspapers and quickly report how 1.5 million South Africans have got themselves an income out of Crowd1 in less than 10 months. I haven't seen that one being reported yet, but instead we hear of some old money that wants to deposit money, and then the kids who rather want to inherit the money prevent them from doing it because they think it's some kind of a Ponzi or a pyramid. Folks, before you blow something away, ignorance is an ugly thing. Before you blow something away, first understand it. Once you've understood it and it's not for you, then move on. Just say no, that's it. But the point is, every single event, either meeting the board of directors themselves or the founders or the technical guys, every single event, not even a virus could stop, that's now just been transferred to the online environment. And please note in your diaries, this Saturday, 6th of June, get your tickets. They're free, guys. Just get it, watch what's going on there. It's going to be important notifications. The next one is the 6th of July. And so we'll continue. And the point is, on the 6th now, something is launching. In between the two, something is launching. And on the 6th of July, something is launching. Mixter is launching in September. You either in or you're not. That's it. There's no monthly fees to pay. There's a once-off sign-up. There's no products to sell. Hallelujah for that. Nobody's comfortable selling. And the beauty about this is if you've got a cell phone with a bit of airtime, you're in business. It's as simple as that. All of us cry about spilt milk, what could have been with YouTube shares and Facebook and WhatsApp and Bitcoin and whatever else. Well, guys, this is our chance. This is the one. This is the one that we are seeing right in the beginning. To join this business, please give the person that got you to watch this your full names and surname, your street address and email address, your telephone number and your date of birth. That way they can register you on the system. Don't worry about understanding everything day one. That's impossible. This is an entire business. There's many aspects to it, as you could see from the past 2 nights' presentations. Folks, get in, get on with it. There's cruises that you can qualify for if that's your only incentive for a nice bonus to work towards. It's not about the cruise. It's about when you qualify for the cruise, you put a monster business underneath you in place that can give you annuity, residual income, literally till kingdom comes. The minute you say the word residual income, there can't be a pyramid or a Ponzi structure. People just want to understand it. But folks, thank you for your time. All the people need then, apart from your details, there's your deposit for whatever package you go for. Just to reiterate, there's a 2,000 Rand one, a 6,000, a 16, and a 50,000. Once you've done your deposit into the bank account for the people that load you, please send that proof of payment through. The guys will get you in, and then they will respond back to you, typically with a WhatsApp that's got all your login details. And voila, you're in business. So thank you for your time. Before we go, please subscribe on the YouTube channel. That way you don't have to have the link every night. So that removes half the pain of getting to this, and you can just pass the link on to all your friends and family. It's a little bit easier. And yeah, thank you for your time, for logging in here. And let's get this country back on its feet where it belongs, guys. Thank you very much.